What's going on, guys? BriarRabbit here, and today is a huge day over at Gamescom in Germany. So if you don't know, both Microsoft and Sony had huge press conferences detailing what we can look forward to from their platforms both in 2014 and in 2015. A lot of new game releases, or a lot of new game previews, some new trailers, a ton of new information. So if you'd like to see what Microsoft talked about at their press conference, hit the link down in the description. This video is really going to be focusing on the highlights of the Sony press conferences, kind of the stuff that I really picked out as most important, most interesting, and most exciting. So we're going to get going. Let's start it off. To get things started, Sony showed off a new trailer for Bloodborne. People are really excited for this game. It's made by the same guy who created Demon's Souls. It's set in a brand new locale, a brand new era. The graphics are really stunning. I'm really excited for this game. I was not a Demon's Souls believer, but this game's setting has me really excited. I'm definitely going to check this one out. Next up, Sony started detailing some of the indie games coming to the PlayStation 4 in the near future, and this one's made by Q Games, the guys behind the PixelJunk series of games, and it's got a really original aesthetic. It's kind of a combination between Toy Story and like a Soviet Russia era thing. It looks very, very interesting. Next up is the Vanishing of Ethan Carter. It looks like a first-person horror game, and maybe you transfer between different spectral planes. It looks fantastic, and any horror fans out there should be really excited for this. From the guys who brought us Thomas Was Alone comes Volume. This is a stealth action game inspired by the gameplay of Metal Gear Solid 2, and the story comes from the Robin Hood myth. Next up is a 4-player co-op shooter. It looks to be 2D. It's named Hollow Point. It may or may not be 2D. It's kind of hard to tell from the gameplay here. It looks like the guys are scrolling left to right. However, they do seem to be shooting into the background too, so it's unclear so far what the gameplay is actually like on this one. No gameplay shown for this, but it does appear that DayZ will be coming to the PlayStation 4 in the future. They did detail that they have upgraded the servers for the PC version to 64-bit to allow the PlayStation 4 to connect. So that would imply to me that the PlayStation 4 and PC players can play together. Balancing issues with that, controller versus mouse and keyboard could be an issue. We'll have to wait and see. Next up, Ninja Theory has a new game titled Hellblade. Now, Ninja Theory hasn't been around much lately, but I do like some of their past games, so I'm kind of looking forward to this. No gameplay in this. It's just a, video trailer. I do like the setting for it. It's kind of a Celtic theme that I kind of like. No word yet on what kind of game this is going to be, but I'm a pretty big believer in Ninja Theory, so we'll have to wait and see. This is Rhyme, and this one got me as excited as anything else I saw today. The aesthetics alone really made me wonder what this game was. It looks like a kind of a combination between Legend of Zelda Wind Waker and something like Shadow of the Colossus. It's very visually appealing, and I'd really like to see what kind of game this is going to be. What's the combat going to be? Is it just a puzzle game? I don't know. Just visually, though, it's stunning. I can't wait to get my hands on it. Of course, since this was a Sony event, we got to see more Destiny. And this time they showed off a little bit of the multiplayer, the Crucible maps. So we got to see new maps. We got to see some new game modes. There's a lot more to get excited about. Destiny is only 4 weeks away. A lot of people, including me, are super excited to get their hands on this game. And this trailer is definitely worth watching. This one's available on its own, and I would highly suggest going to check it out. It's got a ton of details about the new game modes and new maps for Destiny's Crucible. We got a peek at some new areas of Far Cry 4, including this Himalayan area. They also revealed that we will be looking for the lost city of Shangri-La in the game, and that the PS4 will have exclusive access to the 10 keys of Kyrat. This will allow you to invite up to 10 friends who don't own the game to play with you for 2 hours. That should make the game a lot more fun, especially if you have friends that don't own the game. Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor was an absolute E3 darling. A lot of people coming out of E3 said this was the biggest surprise of E3. Today we got a brand new trailer for the game and it looks fantastic. In one of the weirdest demos I've ever seen of a video game ever, Hideo Kojima came on stage to demonstrate and to show off his cardboard box technology in the new Metal Gear. This was bizarre. It was kind of funny to watch. If you're looking for the absolute pinnacle of box technology in video games today, look no further. PT is a new horror game coming out on the PlayStation 4, and there's actually a new interactive teaser available on the PlayStation Store right now, so you can actually go to the PlayStation Store and download that right now. Sony took a few minutes to detail System Software 2.0. There's some really cool new features coming to the PlayStation 4 in this update, including the ability to upload to YouTube, find real-world friends, and pass controllers to remote users. You can actually share a game with a friend on your friends list who doesn't actually own the game. You guys can actually play together with SharePlay. I thought that was really cool. It's a really great way to play with your friends who might not own the same games you do. Until Dawn was then showed off, and I don't really like horror games, but this one looks pretty interesting. It's about 8 friends trying to survive a night from hell. It looks kind of like a haunted house type of thing. Maybe there's some like zombie, I don't know, rednecks in the woods somewhere. It just looks like a really original idea, and I'm kind of excited about it, even though I really don't like horror games. Driveclub was up next, and they really wanted to stress while playing this one that this is a multiplayer-focused game. You're going to join a club once you start this game up, and you'll be able to share your progression and your rewards with the other members of your club. There's also going to be dynamic weather effects in this game, changing every race depending on what's actually happening with the weather, and it looked fantastic. Tearaway was then shown off for the PlayStation 4, and they really stressed that they really tailored this game for the DualShock 4, even during the trailer showing your hands being used, you know, in the manipulating the controller while playing the game. Now, if you didn't play this game on the PS Vita, the whole point of it was that you really felt like you were interacting with your world, the world of Tearaway, by interacting with the different touchpads on the PS Vita. So it'll be interesting to see how they bring that aesthetic to the DualShock 4 and the PlayStation 4. Next up was Alien Nation. This one looked like a dual-stick shooter based on land and kind of featuring space marines fighting hordes of mutant alien things. If you like the dual-stick shooters, though, it looked like it was kind of an interesting take on that aesthetic and really graphically rich. The last game Sony showed off on the big stage was Wild. So they didn't tell us much about the gameplay of this one. They just said that it would feature a world as big as Europe, real-time weather that is dynamically generated, and you would be able to play as any creature that you see in the game. So if you see a boar walking around, perhaps you could play as a boar. We don't know yet if there's going to be a story to this game. We don't know what the basic gameplay of the game is going to be. But look at it. It looks fantastic. It looks ambitious. I'm actually looking forward to this game. I really want to learn more. I'm reserving judgment until I know what you're actually trying to do. Is it just a survival game set in the caveman days? What's going on here? But it definitely looks like a very ambitious game. So that is going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. What was your favorite part of Gamescom this year? Are you more excited for PlayStation 4 or Xbox One games coming out? Tell me what you guys think. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to hit that like button if you like this video. Hit subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I'll see you guys next time.
Target obliterated. Target killed. Target down. Enemy SATCOM spot.